And we're back. We're finally back here on Seth's Daily Podcast. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Feels good to be back. I have took a break from podcasting and stuff. Did a episode for Eastern Kentucky, and it was a lot of fun. And I appreciate everybody that's listening. I appreciate Corey, Michael Harris for being on and singing. And yeah, it was definitely fun to be back, and I miss podcasting a lot. That episode was for Eastern Kentucky. It just feels good to be back podcasting. Prayers go out to Eastern Kentucky. Prayers go out to Knott County, where I live, where I'm from, and every podcast is for Knott County, and every podcast is for our friend Earl Jeffrey Mullins, R.I.P. Earl, one of one of his last days that he was alive. He did an episode with me and Harvey, and that was the last time we talked to him. We
Yeah,
definitely hold that memory close to our heart, man.
yeah,
Absolutely, man. R.I.P. Earl. Everybody keep praying for Eastern Kentucky. Keep praying for Knott County. Pray for Letcher County. Pray for everywhere that was affected by this horrible, tragic flood. And we will be
yeah.
back.
I want to make a comment.
Go ahead, man.
I said I want to make a comment. I know there was several people that I know who passed away in this flood, and I want to pray for their families too. One boy, he played on our basketball team at Bethel back in 2011, and he passed away during that flood. And he was a good boy, and he passed away trying to help people. And I want to pray for his family too, because that was personal to me. And but I know several people, who passed away. So I'm dedicating all this season to all those people.
Absolutely. And honestly, man, I was done with podcasting. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was done with podcasting completely. I wasn't gonna do it anymore. And then yeah, I decided to come back for Eastern Kentucky and get people's minds off this tragic event that happened. And like you said, the prayers go out to everybody that was affected by this flood. I have family members that lost their homes due to this flood, and uh, I mean, I don't know how to tell people where to donate and stuff because certain government entities are not doing the right thing and helping people.
Yeah, it's affected every one of us.
Absolutely. Uh, I guess uh definitely donate to some people. I get one way you could help people is going to donate. Maybe donate food to a place where they can serve food to people that have been affected by the flood. That'd be one way you can help for sure. And GoFundmes are very helpful as well. And I have a Facebook page where we've been posting everything where you can get hot meals and where they're handing out stuff to help people and everything. Join the group. It's called Knott County, Kentucky History, and we're, that group is basically ever since the flood has been giving information to help the people of Eastern Kentucky uh get what they need.
Yeah,
That's what we're trying to do with that group, and hopefully that it's helping the people of Eastern Kentucky. That's all I care about. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm doing this podcast. Honestly, I come back because of this tragic event, and I come back to get people's mind off of it and come back with podcasts and talk football, talk local sports. Also, want to congratulate my old PE teacher Randall Mullins on being uh named the head coach of Knott County Central football. He's a good dude, and he's been in that program as assistant coach forever. He deserves
Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely deserves it. Well, Harvey, you ready to get to the football games, brother?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to college football. See how all these teams do this season, and I'm also looking forward to our. We'll talk about that later. I'm also looking forward to see how fantasy football in the NFL does. I've never done that before, and so this is going to be interesting to me. But right now, we can concentrate and see how these football teams are going to do this year. Should be an exciting year.
Absolutely, man. And we actually got a NFL preseason game still going on, but I'm ready for real football to come back, and it is Saturday, August the 27th. We start out with Nevada and New Mexico State. Does not give a time, but Nevada is 9-point favorites. It's at New Mexico State. Who you going with, Harvey?
I'm going to pick Nevada.
I agree with you. I'm going with Nevada as well. We do know
Okay.
what time. What's that?
No, I don't know the time, but I know all these games are. I think that Saturday.
They are
That Saturday, yeah,
August the 27th. Yep. And
yeah.
then we got Austin P traveling to Western Kentucky, 12 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. This is next Saturday. I'm gonna go with Western Kentucky. Who you going with, Harvey?
I'll pick Western Kentucky.
All right. Then we got Nebraska traveling to Northwestern conference game, 12:30 p.m. on Fox. Nebraska is 13-point favorites. Who you going with, Harvey?
I'll pick Nebraska. Let's start right out the gate with a Big Ten matchup. That's a big start.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Nebraska as well, man.
Okay.
I think we'll talk about the game of the week after we pick these games. We got
Yeah.
Idaho State traveling to UNLV, 3:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. There. It doesn't give a favorite, but I'm gonna go with UNLV. Who you going with, Harvey?
I'll pick Idaho State. That could be a matchup. That could be a toss up. So I'll pick Idaho State. You go with the UNLV.
Okay. Speaking of red hot football teams, we got UConn traveling to Utah State, 4 p.m. on FS1. Utah State is 27.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Utah State.
I'm gonna go with Utah State.
Okay. We got Wyoming traveling to Illinois 4 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Illinois is 10-point favorites. I think it'll be closer to 10 points, but I think Illinois will win. Who you going with, Harvey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pick Illinois though.
Yeah. Harvey, you can go ahead and announce this one, man. I don't know. You can go ahead and.
I'll pick Illinois. You pick Illinois.
Yeah, I picked Illinois as well. Oh, you can't do it because you're on your. Never mind. My bad. We got. I don't know how to say it, some little
Can you pronounce Duquesne and Florida State?
Duquesne and Florida State. Yep. 5 p.m. on ACC Network. I'm gonna go Florida State. Who you going with, Harvey?
Well, that's no. Yeah, I'll pick Florida State easy.
Okay, that's on the ACC Network at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
We got Charlotte traveling to Florida Atlantic. That's at 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. Florida Atlantic 7.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Charlotte. Who you going with?
I'll pick FAU.
Okay, that'll give us a different one as well. Another
Yeah,
different.
that's true of them. Yeah.
We got Florida A&M traveling to North Carolina, 8:15 p.m. on the ACC Network. I'm gonna go with North Carolina easily. Who you going with?
I will pick North Carolina.
Oh, well, this is actually my game of the week. This one, North Texas traveling to UTEP, 9 p.m. Eastern. It is even. There's no favorite in this game, and I'm gonna go with Texas winning by a field goal. Who you going with?
I'm gonna pick North Texas too.
Okay. Then we got possibly could be the second best game of the Saturday games. We got Vanderbilt traveling to Hawaii, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Vanderbilt is 6.5-point favorites. I'm gonna pick Vandy winning by 3 or less than 3 points. Who are you going with?
Well, this I always say anytime it's less than a touchdown, it's really a toss up. Uh, I think Vanderbilt might be a little bit better this year, so I'll pick Vanderbilt.
Yeah. And what's your game of the week? I've already gave mine. Mine's North Texas and UTEP. Which one is your game of the week in them 11 games?
Yeah, I think you're going in and out.
I said I've picked North Texas
Are you still
and
there? You're just trying to go in and out. I know
yeah,
your internet's.
yeah. I'm back. North Texas and UTEP is my game of the week. So which one is your game of the week, Harvey?
I think that one. I looked at that a minute ago. I think, yeah, I think that would be mine too. That would be my game of the week. North Texas and UTEP too.
Yep, definitely, man. And Nebraska Northwestern could be an interesting game. I do think it'll be closer than 13 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, the loser of that game is, that's that's going to be a bad start. Regardless of, that's. But you know what? We've seen some of the schedules, not comparing to August the 27th, but the next week after this one. I mean, there's some dandy toss ups. I mean, matchups that I've seen starting that first week. That's why I like about college football. Some of these teams are playing one another right off the bat.
Yep.
That makes it interesting.
Will you be tuning in to the Nebraska Northwestern game?
Well,
Will you be tuning in to the Nebraska Northwestern game?
uh, I'll tell you what, though, I don't think ever who wins. I don't see neither one of them teams winning the Big Ten. You
No,
know,
no.
even Nebraska would have to have a better chance. But I think this. I think you got Ohio State picked to win that conference easy. As you.
Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State probably be the top three
I
teams.
was going to ask. I was going to ask you something. Did you see on Facebook where this one guy was it Chris Dory? You remember him? He does a thing, and he had every Kentucky game wrote down. Do you know he's got Kentucky losing to Tennessee and winning the rest? He's got Kentucky going 11-1.
I would say Kentucky will lose to Georgia for sure.
He has got Kentucky 11-1, and the only team he's got them losing to is Tennessee. And if that goes the way he said, he needs a head coaching job somewhere.
Well,
He
Kentucky,
said, I think Kentucky is at least could be a 9-3 or 10-2 team.
Kentucky will probably beat South Carolina. Will probably beat Missouri, Vanderbilt, Louisville. They'll definitely beat Northern Illinois, Youngstown State, Miami, Ohio. They'll definitely beat Vanderbilt. There ain't no doubt about that.
I think the three games is Georgia, Florida, Tennessee.
I would put. I think they'll
I
easily.
really do.
I
But
think they'll
Florida was
beat
down last
Florida.
year.
The three games that I think that's tough for Kentucky. Ole
It
Miss.
missed Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah,
I don't know what Florida's going to like. Florida was down last year, so yeah, it's a good possibility they can win that. Kentucky's got a good team.
they
They're
travel
better.
to Ole Miss though. Ole Miss is a hard place to play at, and they got a good coach, got a good team. That they could be a tough one. I don't know about that one. I don't know about Georgia either. I don't know about Tennessee. It's at Tennessee. That's tough.
I think it's possible. I think 10-2 team. I think 10-2 would be an awful good for them.
9-3 would be impressive, honestly. I mean, they're playing
Uh,
the
yeah.
SEC.
Yeah. would be.
South
He's really.
Carolina's supposed to be decent this year, so that could be tougher than what people think. I think Kentucky will beat them, but South Carolina's not an easy game.
I went and looked at all their schedule, but I wonder how many games they're favored. Are they? I mean, we can look at their schedule and they'll say who's favored to win. They may be favored to win at least 9 games.
It's just given the first game, it's given them as a 19-point favorite against Miami, Ohio.
I can see them, yeah. But I don't think they're playing a bad team though, because that conference are decent. But I think they can win that game, man. But
They'll destroy Miami, Ohio, but I will tell you this: I think Miami, Ohio is better than Vanderbilt.
yeah, well, I think half the teams in the Mid American Conference is better than Vanderbilt.
I think Northern Illinois, they usually have a decent program too. I think they're better than Vanderbilt.
Yeah. And we'll see how it starts out. I mean, it'll be interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, right now they got Alabama picked, of course, to be the favorite, but
Ohio State,
they're going to, yeah, they're dangerous.
they're getting tested right away though. They got Notre Dame.
Yeah. We'll take them as they come, see how they do.
Yep. But man, I'm telling you, man, that UTEP game will be one to watch. I'm obviously going to watch Nebraska Northwestern because I mean it's the biggest name schools playing that day, so it's just going to be fun to have college football back. I definitely will be tuning in to some of them games. Will you be tuning in to any of them?
I'll try to, the Nebraska Northwestern game, probably
You
especially that one. And I'm going to say, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If UConn beats Utah State,
yeah,
I'll buy you a dinner.
I won't be having no dinner from you then.
Oh God, you never know about them. I think hey, we can pretty much starting out. It's always
Actually, Harvey, you should go by whoever wins between me and you in week 1 of fantasy.
yeah, okay,
I got you week 1, man.
yeah. I really am. This is my first time, and I don't, I picked my team, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna do, but it's just gonna be interesting to see how I do. If I get beat, I get beat because it's going to be a learning process for me.
In our league, 8 of the 10, that top 8 teams make the playoffs. So you'll definitely be in the
Yeah,
top 8 teams. You'll definitely make the playoffs. That's your first goal is to make the playoffs, and anything can
yeah,
happen when the playoffs happens.
yeah. And we'll as we go along, Lord willing, we'll get into the NFL here. When they start their regular season.
Yeah. I do want to tell you, I do want to get your opinion on one thing though in the NFL. What is your opinion on Trey Lance being named the starting quarterback for the 49ers and them moving away from Jimmy G and him being on the trade block? What's your opinion on that?
I don't know. I don't know that much about that Trey Lance.
I will. I'll give you Trey Lance stats from the preseason game. I know it's preseason, but he did
And
pretty. He did
I
pretty
forgot
well.
who he. Yeah, I forgot who he played for in college.
Can't remember, man. He threw 5 passes. He was 4 for 5, 92 yards, and he threw a touchdown. Not too
Well,
bad.
I guess he is trying to earn his number one position. I mean, that more power to him if he does. But I do know this. eh, I call it Jimmy G because I'm having a hard time pronouncing his last name. Hey, they was in the NFC Championship last year, wasn't they?
Yep.
Gets around. So what does that tell you? I mean, they came close to being in the Super Bowl. I mean, he can start. I mean, if he loses the starting job there, Somebody needs to do something because he's a good quarterback. He's proved that he's a good quarterback.
Yep, definitely has, man. He can play the game of football.
Well, see, I mean, never know how it's going to be. Maybe I hear, well, me and you talk about Cleveland. Cleveland's still up in the air. Maybe Cleveland could go get him.
Hopefully, man. Deshaun
I don't know.
Watson.
Yeah,
Watson was suspended 11 games.
yeah. So if that's the case, Cleveland already gonna get him.
Yep. We got a bunch of games to watch tomorrow on preseason. Obviously, the starters only play like one series, but it's just good to have
Yeah.
football back, man.
Well, I'm gonna say preseason is not what it used to be. I
Really?
can I can remember. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you how different it is. Back in the '70s, Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers. That's back when Tom Landry coached them and Chuck Noll coached them. Hey, their preseason game was no pushover. They fought tooth and nail to win that game. I watched that. I watched the game preseason, and let me tell you, they went at it. It was not like today's preseasons where they just do that. It was like a regular season game, and Dallas won on the field goal with time running out, and a big crowd too. So you see the difference between back then and today. I
Yeah.
mean, back then their preseason games, it was like a regular season game.
That's I mean, man, the Cowboys teams back then was awesome too. I mean, you had
There's a big rivalry. There's a big rivalry.
what's his name, Aikman or whatever.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, I mean that guy right there,
Oh, as back
he
in
could
the
play.
night, back in the yeah, it was
Emmitt
good.
Smith,
They won 3 Super Bowls.
Emmitt Smith at running back.
Yeah, they had some more besides them two too. But they had 3 good coaches, and I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. They ain't won since then, and this is just between me and you. I think the owner has a lot to do with that.
Well, it ain't between me and you. It's between me and you and everybody watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your I
What?
gotta get your opinion on this. You said you was gonna talk about it when we talked about it, man. When we did the episode like last week you said you was gonna talk about it. This is gonna be funny. John Calipari, what do you think about his comments about the Kentucky football team?
Stuck his foot in his mouth, and he knows it. But that I've been a follower here. I know all. I go all the way back to Coach Massachusetts. So I'm not surprised he said it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's nothing new coming from him.
Yeah.
That's the way he is.
I,
I
I
don't. I could care less about what he says.
and, and I could
I
care
mean, I'm a
less
curious fan.
about
I care.
Kentucky basketball.
Well, you you think about it. I mean, this is my honest opinion, and a lot of people probably won't like what I have to say. But when he first come back, he told them that they were looking to win a championship every year. They hired the wrong fella. I mean, I'll think it's one time he told the truth. He's there to get the players in the NBA. If he wins a championship, he wins a championship. If he don't win a championship, he gets those players in the NBA. That's why they come.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like a farm system. That's why I don't believe in the one and done, and I never will believe in the one and done. I mean, everybody's got their opinion, but I don't like it. I think if a guy's good enough to go pro, if NBA or to let him come, if he fails, he fails. That's tough.
Yep.
But if he's good enough to play, let him come. Because to me, if you're not letting him come in the NBA play, then you're discriminating that boy, and it's wrong.
Yep. The G League is
He has a right. He has a right to either pass or fail, don't he?
the G League is doing a good thing right now. They're giving players like
Well,
150, 200
that's
k
what.
to come there instead of college.
Well, since college now has made that rule where they can get money now, so they're not going to that G League now. Of course, I think everybody knows that they've been getting money regardless anyway. It's been going on for years. They just now made it legal. That truth is truth, you know. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I
I
know.
can't. I mean, I can't say nothing because I know people who's played college ball, and I know they told me. I can't say I won't mention names, but it was going on back in the 50s, and the only big difference is $5 back in the 50s, $100,000 a day.
Yeah,
I mean, truth is truth. Ain't no lying about it. But it is what it is. I mean, and that's why I don't care much about basketball. I've lost all interest in basketball. I really have. I never thought I would ever see it, but I really lost all interest in basketball.
I have. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Uh, I like watching a little bit of NBA. I don't watch college at all. College basketball is terrible. Football I like better than basketball. I agree with you. I like playing
Yeah.
basketball. I just don't like watching it anymore.
Well, I'm 60 years old now. My basketball days is over with. I would, I wish I could still play it, but I can't.
Yeah, I understand what you mean though. It's definitely not as fun to watch as what it was
Well,
5 years ago.
that's just the same as say golf. I like to play putt golf, and then I watch it sometimes, and then sometimes I watch golf if it's major championships. But I don't think I can get out there and play it. I wouldn't know how to play regular golf. It's like soccer. I used to play soccer a little bit when I was growing up.
Yeah,
I would watch it.
yeah,
I, I mean, and I don't even watch baseball like I used to because really, unless if I get on the app to watch it because they rarely show them on TV anymore unless Fox shows them. Used to you could watch any. I mean, since I can remember was the Atlanta Braves showed their games every year. Chicago Cubs showed their games every year. And a lot of times I watch the Reds because they had Fox Sports Ohio. Now you can't
yeah.
watch.
I miss Fox Sports Ohio. They moved to like DirecTV.
It's all they took all the fun out. It took all the fun out of it, really.
It has, yep. But football is fun to watch, man. College football is great. The NFL is amazing. The Super Bowl is the greatest sporting event in the world.
Honest truth about it, honest truth about it, the money is more now, and the money it's just. I think the money involved is just gotten out of hand. Really, that's it's basically what it's all about.
Well,
You know what? I don't blame the players.
nah, I ain't mad at anybody. Go get as
No,
much
you can't make. Yeah, it's the players' fault.
go get as
I
much
mean, I
money as
really
you
don't
can.
blame the players, but you gotta treat them. I always say, here's a kid, 19, 20 years old. He got a car. He's going to college. He knows how to boat. Heck, he could go to the army. Don't treat him like a kid. He's not a kid anymore. That's the only fault. That's one of the biggest faults I got with a lot of it. Oh, I don't want this kid to fail. That guy's not a kid. He's old enough to even be a daddy. He's not a kid anymore. And so I think people need to quit treating them like kids. If they fail, they fail. But let them try. That's why I like to see a kid go 4 years of college and get his degree too, plus play basketball if he can. But hey, you know that's rare now.
Yep.
But if you look at it, if you look back, most teams that wins college basketball, you can go way back. Most of the teams that's won a championship, sure, they've had some freshmen, But they've had some pretty good juniors and seniors that go with it.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
makes a big
honestly,
difference.
the first college team that made me love the game of basketball wasn't Kentucky. It was North Carolina. Tyler Hansborough.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
te- that
I,
team
I'll
had
tell you another thing.
Ty Lawson at point
Yeah.
guard too.
I'll tell you another thing. Butler could have won. Butler should have won one of those championships. I don't. Either one of those years, they should have won a championship. They really should have. I mean, they. I can't. I just don't understand. But I looked at their roster. And 2/3 of their kids were from Indiana. They was homeschooled. They was home state kids. People, people can't tell me that you can't recruit from your home state and win. Butler proved that they could have won a NCAA championship with Indiana Bulldogs.
They had a Kentucky kid on their team
They had a
too.
player on the team from Kentucky.
Matt.
Yeah.
He was an NFL NBA player for a long time. He was a point guard for the Hawks, and
Remember him. Can't think of his name, but I remember him. Yeah, he was good.
yeah, they had Gordon Hayward.
Yeah. I'm taking that. Was that guy's name, first name Preston?
I don't know. I just
Can't think of his name, but he was real
Shelvin
good.
Mack. I think Shelvin
Yeah,
Mack was the point
that's
guard.
who it is. And what he from Lexington?
He was. He played for the Hawks in the NBA. He played for. He was on one of them. He was on the Hawks team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals that one year.
And he was around in Lexington. To tell you,
Yep. Well, I mean, look, Chris Lofton was in Maysville, and Tennessee got him, and he destroyed Kentucky for 4 years.
well, you must remember. I'm going back for your time when C.M. Newton was coaching Vanderbilt. They called it Southwestern Kentucky. Hey, I'm serious. He had a bunch of boys from Kentucky on his team because he know they wouldn't play. I mean, he know they could play. And matter of fact, I know the man's dead gone now, but Joe Hall, he told one boy, "Well, he was I can't think of his name. Oh, you're not strong, big enough to play for Kentucky." He went to Vanderbilt, played against Kentucky, and skinned him. He showed him that he could play, but he wasn't good enough to play for Kentucky though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kentucky boys should deserve a chance to play for their state too, but
If they
but that's not happening anymore.
they want to play for Western Kentucky or Western Kentucky, Western Kentucky's got a good coach, Rick Stansbury.
Well, he's a Kentucky. He's a native Kentucky.
Yep. They he's done some good stuff over there at Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's got always been a decent program. I remember like maybe 2006, 2007, they made it to the Sweet 16 or something. Morehead State's always had some decent teams. Kenneth Fareed, they beat Louisville that one year. Louisville obviously has some good teams. Northern Kentucky gave Kentucky a run for their money a couple years ago in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I'll tell you another thing too. You think it's the Division One? I think I don't remember how long ago. I don't know if it was last year, but even Pikeville College, you fight now.
Yeah.
They ain't got many boys from Kentucky even on their team now. I a bunch of I'd see the whole roster. 2/3 of their roster was from out of state.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. I mean, that's the way it goes, though. That's the way it's progressed. That's
Yep.
just my opinion. A lot of people probably won't like it, but that's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way. But I mean, like I said, I went last year and watched my great niece play ball in grade school. That is, and hey, they could have walked to the concession stand and got them a hot dog and Pepsi, and they wouldn't call walking. I mean, you know how long I've been into coaching.
Yeah,
How would you teach little youngers today to teach them the fundamentals if the referee's not going to call that anymore?
you don't have to.
It's hard.
Yep.
They won't call walking. They won't call carrying the ball, and not every now and then they call double dribble and the fouls they let them get by with. I mean, I think it's disappointing. And I watched that game, and if you're a true basketball fan, it makes you sick to your stomach.
Yep.
And I wanted to get out. I didn't have I wanted to leave. I really did. I wanted to leave even before halftime, but I couldn't drive, so I had to sit there and stuff it out. But I was so disappointed. But I went and watched the Great East play. That's why I went and watched. But it was it's just I'm old school. You know that I'm old school.
Yep.
But I've got people that was way back that coached basketball and all that. They told me the same thing, how bad it is anymore. So all the old ones, they're gone now. A lot of them, the old coaches is gone now. They wouldn't like today's basketball. They wouldn't.
Yep.
And that's sad.
Yep. Well, appreciate you taking time out of your
And
day.
we can talk about a whole lot, but I guess we need to go to bed.
Appreciate you taking the time out of your day and not be on, Harvey. This has been this week's episode of Harvey's Weekly Football Report. We'll be back next week. Y'all have a good night and God bless.
God bless. Oh God.